Hey guys, what's up? It's James Stewart. We are back for the recap. Round number 4, Anaheim 2, 2022 Monster Energy Supercross. Look, last weekend we had the boy from Illinois win the race, Chase Sexton. Now, you had El Hombre. Is he coming in? Is he going to bust caps and people, or is he just going to get it done? Eli Tomac looking good all day long. Is he going to go ET on me, or is he just going to go ET flows on and show people why he's got the red plate? There's only one way to find out. So let's figure it out. Round number 4, Monster Energy Supercross. Let's check it out. Look, the guy on the KTM, what's that dude's name? Oh, yeah, that's right, McRath. He's always getting good start. Ken Roxon pulls the whole shot. And usually when Ken gets the whole shot, he kind of pulls away. So I knew like 2 laps into this, those guys are still catching them. And Ricky called it, which was a good call right before the finish line. After the mechanics error, Ken looks back. And right there, I kind of knew like something was off. I think he's feeling, I don't know if he's not comfortable on the bike, maybe he's injured or whatever, but this was a not the normal Ken Roxon pull away whole shot, and he's kind of checks out. So Malcolm gets a good start, and which is odd for him. He struggles during the start, but it was good to see him back up here. Right now, this is different position for him, like being up front and beginning part of the races, it just changes. And, you got Ken Roxon, the fast, slippery German, usually trying to pull away, and you could tell Malcolm's trying to keep up with him. But Ken, everybody's doing a good job keeping him, confined. And I think that kind of changed things. I thought Anaheim 2 was actually the best track of the year. It was technical, had a decent whoop section. They actually pulled out one of the whoop sections, right before the mechanics area. But it's not surprising that the guys that kind of finished up on the podium are some technical guys. And you wouldn't, when you think of Eli, you think of speed. You don't necessarily think of the most technical rider. You think maybe Chase and maybe Ken and that type. But I thought the track was very flowing, and when they have these long rhythm sections and Eli can kind of build up speed and he's got these 180 bowl corners, he really shines on that stuff compared to, I would say, the 90 degrees. But I thought from the practice and then the heat race, the way he kind of just sat back and, flicking the bike, and he just looked very comfortable, which is great because I picked him, remember? I thought he was going to have a chance to win. And normally when Eli's in that situation, or a guy that, as a ex-racer, when a guy looks like this, you just kind of call him out for the win. But we all kind of know that sometimes Eli has some ET moments where extraterrestrial goes somewhere else. So you can never count it at 100%, but I just felt like something was different. And maybe it was the red plate I talked about last weekend, how you felt if he had the red plate compared to Anderson winning. And he definitely showed up and showed out on these guys. So it was good to see that. Now, to me, like the little triple or double triple right here onto this elevator, then going into the whoops, it allowed people to square up, go inside, or rail to outside, go outside. And the difference between having a 90 and a 180, you can go left, right. You have the choice to pick which side of the rhythm section you're going to go to. So I thought it was great. And again, like I said, when you have these, baseball stadiums, when they start putting those 90s in, it just makes tracks for one-lined. And to me, this track set up for a guy that liked the flow. It was technical. A guy like Eli that likes to rail the corners, just have a good flow going. Cool triples, big jumps. Anderson, I thought rode good. I thought for him, this incident, what happens with him and Roxon, kind of spooked him. I think it changed his attitude a little bit, like during the race. I felt like that was completely a racing incident. And you can tell he goes in there, he hits a triple. King goes outside, Jason goes in, and those two lines came together, which was odd because you would kind of, as Roxon, I felt like he probably would have sensed Jason coming up the inside, but he had so much momentum coming out that he came in, Jason hit him. And if you look at that point, the way Jason was riding before that compared to after that, I think that did affect him. He goes in right here. I mean, what do you think, Cole Beach?
I thought it was a completely racing incident. The lines just came together, and if you know someone's coming up behind you, you can't leave the inside open like that.
See, this guy knows more than he says. He's just not that. He's good. Yeah, I completely agree with you. It was a racing incident to me. And Jason got on the podium and he said like maybe he should have been more patient or whatnots. But
I should have made a better move.
what you guys don't realize, like when you have an opportunity to pass somebody, especially like Ken Roxon, like a guy who's won multiple racing, the guy who's a title threat, you make that pass. Now, like, okay, right here, Ken's coming in and obviously he starts to see Jason. Jason tries to pull up, but with these sand sections, everything funnels into one line. Jason actually did a great job actually not crashing. Ken just gets blown out. I don't know if Ken was mad once he saw this. I think maybe he'd be more mad at himself for going in second. I don't think he thought Jason was there. But that inside, when Jason doubles over those little humps going into that, it closed so much speed. And with the sand section, it was faster to go inside, but it was faster to go outside in a longer period, meaning the time that Ken lost by going outside, normally he would have made that out by having the drive coming out. So I think Jason closed down on him a lot quicker than he thought, and those lines came together. And again, the German was down. It was simple as that, picking up diapers, shaking his goggles. He didn't know what the hell happened to him. But at the end of the day, he shouldn't be bummed at Jason. It was just a racing incident. So we'll see. The sand sections, to me, when they put these in the Supercross, I just think like it's cool. I think it's better off when they have it more as a sweeper or down like like they did in Tampa a couple years ago, where it was like a straight section, compared to when they make it a 90-degree corner. It just always ends up a one-lined, or you have incidents like this. The sand's cool, but like make it a whole straightaway, make it a real sand section where guys can, make mistakes and make up time. Right here, it's either if you're going to make a pass, you're going to make a pass like Anderson did, or you're just going to have to follow the leader, which you're going to get sand blasted. So I'm not against the sand. I'm just against where they put it at here. And, again, there was a couple of incidents into it. Was it aggressive? Yeah, maybe. I don't think it's aggressive in a way where like he was going in for a block pass. I just think it was aggressive as in he wanted to get to the lead because he knew Eli, the red plate holder, my championship pick, was right behind him. So Eli just makes the pass on Jason. Like, again, you can just tell the last weekend I thought he rode better. I thought he rode okay at Oakland. But this weekend, Eli was back to his old form. The difference to me when I watch this, which makes me kind of like, all right, maybe a little weary on Eli, is that normally when he's on this zone, he passes guys and he just dips out. Like there's a speed separation, speed difference between him and everybody else that I didn't see. Even though he won the race, he looked comfortable. I didn't see that speed separation like I have in the past. But what I did see, I saw a more confident Eli than I think I maybe ever have.
Finally went out there and got the top spot. I had so much fun tonight.
In the past, just the little things, like it just never looked like he was worried about anything. And going through the whoop section was super tough. He looked like he was just going in there with no care, flicking the bike through the rhythm sections, Jason right behind him. And that bodes well for him. I thought the Yamaha, it looked great. I thought everybody kind of looked good, but just Eli had a different confidence about him that if he continues, then he's going to be your 2022 Supercross champ. But we're only 4 rounds into it, so we'll see. Jason does his triple, and overjumps his thing, makes a mistake. And again, to me, I just think Jason was flustered and something bothered him about that whole Roxon thing. I've been in a situation where at ANAHEIM, yeah, y'all hook us up. When you make a pass, I made a pass on Chad Reed. I actually made a pass on the King of Supercross back in the day. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take Champ out.
Mistakes. And Carmichael is next McGrath and Stewart.
And they booed me around. They booed me to the pits. They booed me to 7-Eleven. And that actually affects you. So I know I heard the crowd booing Jason on the podium. And it wasn't like James Stewart booze went back in the day or the Ricky Carmichael booze, but hey, it affects some people. So I think Jason was still kind of flustered about that, but nonetheless, he ended up second, and he's still right there. Chase Sexton rode great. Again, he had a big moment. They kind of caught it at the end of the at the beginning of the first, I guess it would be the second rhythm section. I think he hit his foot peg. Anyway, he had a big moment after this triple right here. I think scared him. So I thought he rode good still. That's good. He's stacking those chips, third place after what happened last weekend. And if he continues that, he's going to definitely be a title threat. So now Cooper Webb. Cooper is concerning me now. Like I've heard some inside rumors that, maybe they're having some issues, with the bike wise and some, personal things going on. Like, maybe second guessing some decisions, whatnots. I just think the crash that Cooper had, I ain't gonna lie, it was a tire crash. Like I know what that is because I've done it, and the way he just kind of fell over, like there was no, there was no effort in falling. Either he couldn't save it or, he was just tired. And I've seen Cooper get passed a few times, and I just thought like, to me, I'm like, okay, he got passed. All right, he didn't want to mess with Anderson. Anderson was going faster. He's just playing the long game. But when you start looking at it, Cooper's been getting passed this year without a fight. And normally we know Cooper, the thing that makes him who he is just the fight. When he gets passed, it's not over. Well, a couple times, throughout this beginning part of the year, when he gets passed, it's kind of been over. And I just thought it was him just, playing the long game. Right here, front end washes, see, and he just falls over. No effort to really get up like quickly, like no sense of urgency. And that to me, I think it's going to be the next 2 weeks going to be a big, a big change either one way or other for Cooper. I felt like, to me, it was either going to be that drive that made him win the championship. Either he was going to win it or he wouldn't finish top five. And that's kind of the way to look. That being said, he is the champ. He is Cooper Webb for the reason of, like, he never gives up. So that's just my honest opinion about it. I know he'll probably figure it out one way or the other, but just some strange passes and some strange things that I've seen happen this year that I haven't seen from Cooper since back in the day when he was struggling pre-KTM. So we'll see. As I talked about before, there's a lot of changes, right? Like a lot of people made, trainer changes, bike changes, girlfriend changes, rim changes, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, like, all these bikes are pretty damn good. Like, and you can put somebody on this bike and somebody on that. Somebody could be with that girl and that girl. Like, it's always somebody else's girl. And to me, when you look at the results, as many things has changed, they always remain the same. You're always going to have the cream rise to the crop. Now, to me, I wasn't a big fan of the, cream of corn, whatever. But to me, the best is going to win. And, Tomac switches over to Yamaha. Loves the bike. He didn't like the Cowie. The Cowie looked great to me. Anderson switches from the Husky to Cowie. Loves the Cowie. The Husky didn't look bad to me. I think most of these, we're like mental midgets. Like, we just need change, right? We want to make change. The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence than me on there. The other girlfriend always looks prettier. But at the end of the day, she's somebody else's ex. It's somebody else's baggage. We all got baggage. So to me, racing's more mental than anything, because all these teams, it's not like a secret magic. Like, we all work hard. Everybody trains the hardest ever, or whatever. To me, it's just whatever makes each one of these things, each one of these riders comfortable. Now, I will say this. Eli looks more relaxed with the Yamaha than I think he ever looked on the Kawasaki. Now, is he faster? I wouldn't say that. He just looks more confidence on it. And to me, again, like, I haven't seen Eli do what he did in the heat race for a long time, if ever. Really just kind of almost toy with the guy. And, again, as an ex-racer, I know that feeling because I did that to Ricky back in 2007 in Toronto. I love you, Ricky, dude. I had to say it out. I'm just trying to make a point. I ain't trying to say anything. Ricky used to do that to me in outdoors if I knocked his ass off the track at Washougal. But, that being said, he ended up winning still. But yeah, just Eli looks, when he's over the jumps, he's just kind of moving around like this, popping up and down. That's a good feeling for him. Coming in the whoops, like his head when he comes in the corner is like lazy. I just think he looks good. Anderson, he looks great to me. He looked after the Roxon thing. He got super tight, like he was waiting for, plea bargain, whatever it was. But I think all top three of these guys, they all won at the end of the day. Anderson, proved that he's going to be there. Chase proved that like he's consistent. Ferrandis, hey, he was top French guy. Malcolm was the top dude with the dreads out. He was the top steward of the week. Everybody rode good. But at the end of the day, the man with the red plate. So we'll see how that continues. But I just think everybody trains. Everybody has good bikes. Everybody has good teams. It's just whatever makes them feel good at night. And, they make decisions. You got to live with it, baby. Yeah, I will say one thing. Like, it used to happen to me, and, in hindsight, when you're done racing or, after the race, you kind of think about things that happen, right? Like, so I fell in a race, and I remember like the hardest thing when you're a top guy is when adversity comes, like you're leading a race, you get knocked down. The hardest thing is to actually put back and jump back in the moment of like, okay, I need to get up and salvage. Like, I'm still in this race. Usually when you get knocked down, like it's always like, damn, like everything's gone, man. I'm over it. Like I lost the race. There's nothing to race for. And you kind of saw that with Cooper. Like when he fell over, it was like, all right, he gets up, like takes his time. And then like you almost got to snap back into it and remember where you're at and start, focusing back in. Same thing to me happened to Roxon. Gets knocked down, like the world's ending. He just stopped. He just lost the lead. He knows it's in the beginning part of the race. A lot of people is going to pass him. And that's why when you saw him, he went back to, 15th place or whatever. He didn't move up. This guy was just winning the race. He just won. Anaheim won by like 10 seconds. So you would think, he goes back to 15th, he would move his way back up. But to me, that's kind of the mental thing that's hard for guys who always, expect to win. That's kind of the hardest thing for guys who's always expecting excellence or expecting to win. It's when you're not in that situation to remember to grind. And it used to be hard thing. It used to be hard for me. There was races that, like, again, if I was winning and I went down, if you go into a race all about winning, when you don't have a chance to do that, you kind of forget like what you're doing here. And that to me happened to Roxon, and that's why I think he went back to 15th and ended up like 13th. So that goes for all of us. I've did it. It's just one of those things that you just have to snap back in the moment. And that's when you have a good program, a good team, and your mechanic really comes into it, saying fight, fight, fight. And I think you saw it a couple times on Roxon's pit board. Every position matters because he knew, his race was done. Like, what the hell am I here for? And that's a hard part for him. So ironically, listen to this. All right, Ken Roxon, James Stewart, whoever. When something happens, we're leading the race, we get knocked down, we fall over. You see how like we get up, like, damn, the world's ended. Like, oh man, I can't win. Like, kind of get up, shake the goggles out, check the phone, send a text, whatever it is, tweet. Then you look at, all right, let's just say a guy who, hovers around 5th place, 5th to 10th. You see when they fall, they get their ass up. Why? Because they know that gas car, they know that check between 5th and 6th and 10th is a big difference. And it's almost like if we can have that same hustle, like things would be different for us. And if you look at it, go back to the history, look at a guy who's winning the race that expects to win. When they fall, compared to a guy that doesn't win and he falls, the difference in hustle. And that to me was Ken Roxon, Cooper WEBB. And this ain't a knock, because I used to do the same thing. It's just expecting of excellence. What we expect when guys go into it, when you're expecting to win, when you don't have that opportunity, it's hard to remember what you're out there fighting for, because everything just went out the door. So sometimes, like, when you go down, you got to like think like, dude, if I don't get up, that dude's going to take my girl, slap my mama, and we're going to keep rolling, and I'm going to be out of a job. So, and it almost sounds like we're like spoiled little sissies, but I just think it's a mindset that you have to be in that position to understand that position, and it is. And again, like you saw Ken, you know, a guy that just had a bad race, you know, a couple weeks ago, just got knocked down with Anderson, you know, in the race before that, you know, he, you know, had a tough race. So you would think if you're in the championship, you would get up and like hustle. And it's not Ken, it's all of us on there. And I remember like after my career or even after some of the races that I'm like, damn, like, why wouldn't you get up? And I remember Mike Webb said something to me one time and it didn't dawn on me. He was like, dude, you should have got up quicker. And in my head, I'm like, huh, for what? I just lost. And then I watched the race and I'm like, yeah, like I should have got up quicker. Like, why? And I thought about it. I'm like, well, it's because I lost the race and all I cared about is winning. So when I couldn't do that, it was like, well, what are you out here doing? And that's to me, those every single points in that championship thing. And it's not a negative. It's just something that like a mindset that you have to reset and focus. Okay, it's not about winning now. It's about like trying to get back to the top 5. And that's hard. So when Ken got knocked down and he's in 15th and he moves up 2 spots, that's just kind of that mindset. So he's going to have to bounce back next weekend. But again, all that being said, we back. Eli Tomac, the champ is back. He's on that blue crew. You know, I want to think, he almost said Monster Energy Kawasaki. I saw it on there, but he said Monster Energy Yamaha. Dude, I moved from New Mexico. Nah, that was El Hambre. Moved from Colorado to California. Now he's up at the goat farm in Tallahatchie or whatever the hell it is. But Eli Tomac, my pick to win the title. See, I told you I was right. You know what time it is. Eli Tomac, congratulations. You got the neck burn. Hit it, Cole.
Suntan, neck's on fire.
That thing's on hot. You know what? I'm going to have to invest in some lotion for these boys because they getting burnt up neck. Like, look at them so pumped. Oh, it's such a good feeling. Chase like, dude, I got to clean my underwear right now. Man, I almost crashed over that jump. It doesn't sound as good on the 4-stroke, but still, nonetheless, Eli Tomac, you the man this week. Red plate holder, team switch. And you would think a guy who's won almost 40 Supercross main events, you know, 3 motocross title, Supercross title, that you would kind of be used to this. But there's so much work, changes, sweat involved, so many people involved in the decision that like this win right here validates all his decisions, all the doubters, and even that mind upstairs, like that little thing on stairs, like, did I make the right choice? That's why he's so happy. It ain't because he just flew these dudes out of the water. He's done that before. Eli Tomac, congratulations. You are a stud. You made me look good. I was getting nervous. All right, guys, you know what time it is. My favorite segment, maybe your favorite segment. It's time for guys to be either stews or stewed. Either way, let's get into it. Stews of the week. Let's get it. Now, this week was tough to me because I just think like everybody did their own thing, right? Now, of course, number one is, you know it, my championship pick, the red plate holder, the extraterrestrial, Eli Tomac. Number one, you know what? Number two, because he did it so good, Eli Tomac. See, I'm just not going to give out stews to guys that just, you know, yeah, just whatever, you know. So I think he's deserving of two stews for the Eli Tomac, number 3. And number 3, yeah, what the hell? Chase Sexton. Now, you probably wonder why the guy got 3rd. Hey, it's great. He just won last weekend. He whooped everybody last weekend. He rode again, backed it up. He almost had a moment that I think he probably his pants, but he saved it. So I'm going to give Chase Sexton for another stew. So we're going to have it like this. Eli Smomac, and Chase Sexton. Those are my 2 out of 3 stews of the week. That don't even make sense. But God damn it, dude won. He ran around all y'all. I almost gave it back to El Rambre because he hit Ken Roxon with a landmine. It was back in World War III in that thing. He hit him with a boom. Ken was on the ground. But we'll say that for another level. So Eli Tomac, you my stew of the week. And just because I want to keep it fair and I want to keep it. I don't want to discriminate. I don't like everybody equally. That's what they say. Whatever. I just spread the love. Chase Sexton, number 2. Eli, number 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't care. The stews of the week. Eli Tomac, Chase Sexton. Almost, you know what? Forget it. Eli Tomac, and Eli Tomac. Those are my 3-1 stews of the week. There it is. I'm done. Next. You know what time it is. Guys that should be stewed. Pissed off. You know how I say pissed off about whatever. Pissed off because you just got blown to hell by El Hambre, or just pissed off because you fell over like a wet noodle. Whatever it is. Number 1. You know where I'm going with this. Ken Roxon leading the race. Got the whole shot. Chocolate's looking good. Is it me or his handlebars look super low? Either way, he got blown up by El Hambre. Now, last weekend, Jason Anderson was busting caps and fools on that and ended up busting his own cap. But that was last week. This weekend, he's just blowing people up. Just came in like, boom, Kent, look, I ain't got no diapers. You didn't invite him to the private jet? Like, you ain't taking that flight back with him? He said, get out of here. He knocks you out of the way. Now, number 2. Cooper Webb. Now, you might just think it's because the finish or because he fell over on a wet noodle or whatever it is. He's just stewed because normally when he doesn't win, he's just pissed off. So he's on my list, and I think he really is stewed, and I'm stewed too. So Cooper Webb. And number 3, me. I'm stewed. Now, you might ask why. Well, when you're watching the race and you're enjoying the race in a nice warm place, it's like 10 o'clock at night. I just smacked my kids in the head because they were jumping all over the bed. And I'm watching this, and I see these 2-7 guys just knock each other out, right? Like, as the boss man, I'm like, what the hell is going on? What are you doing? So I tried spinning it and be like, oh, yeah, they did a good job because, like, look, they're promoting each other. Come to find out, these are the Euros that they were eating dinner and hanging out Christmas with my counterpart, Roger Beetlejuice. He hired them. And they knocking each other down like this. So I was stewed. So I'm on that list. So Ken Roxon, Wet Noodle, Potato Chip Band, Cooper Webb, and your boy James Stewart, me. Those are your 3 stewed of the week. Whew. See, I'm just stewed off right now. Anyways, cut it. I'm done.
A few moments later.
All right. What up, man? Hey, yo. Why Jay leaves so angry?
Said he was stewed off.
What?
He was stewed off.
What?
He was stewed off.
Oh, you want to put these on? I don't know.
You got a lot going on your fingers.
Oh, these? Django came up. Jay paid good last weekend. I told you, dudes. Like, I got my rent paid. I had a couple shorties over there. I was like, Django come ride. You know, I was anyways. All these things right here. These are. You know, see what you. Let me tell you a little story about Django. See, y'all didn't know me, but I was the original. See, cousin Django, like, I was supposed to be the first fastest man alive, whatever. Cause I used to smoke Jay all day. I just smoked him, anyways. This ain't all about Django, but this is about Django right now. So these are my Dade City, my wings. Anyways, I came up last weekend. Jay paid that check, and I was surprised. It had a couple more digits than I thought it was gonna have. So Django got a new phone on there. Anyways, like, I had to throw my beeper away. I had people paging me and stuff like, yo, I saw y'all on TV. I saw you on TV. I was like, yeah, that's what's up. I was carrying that bag for that dude over there getting smacked. Anyways, I came up here because Jay told me, he said, hey, a lot of people be like, hey, why don't you come on this show, this recap, whatever. I was like, what's up? That's all right. You gonna pay me though? He said, yeah, I get it. But I was trying, somebody just spun out in the donuts doing all in the parking lot over there. And I was like, man, now he looked like he was driving this dude car or whatever. Anyway, but that was Jay.
Yeah, he was all stewed off.
Why he be stewed?
Just over the racing this last weekend. Did you see it?
Nah, I ain't see that though. But I did see one highlight though. I saw that ELI'S dude bust that. He blew that dude out. He was like, boom, on that way. Hey, there it is. There it is. He said something like, yo, dude be like, he went from like busting caps to blowing dude. Is he like a gang member or something?
I don't think so.
You saw? Because anyways, like I was like, damn, like dude be just, I thought it was like WWE or something. Yeah, anyways, like I wish I can get up with dude over there. I show him how we do it over here. We do it anyway. He said that smack dude, Tomac WEBB. Anyways, I should start watching this stuff on there. Anyway, but yeah, anyway, Cole, that's your name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because last time you told me, you called me Beach, and then you said you was in some gang or something like that. But I was like, that's how we do it around here. Anyways, well, I guess if Jay gone, then I guess I'll just get back in the lack, come back down to the crib and stuff like that. And man, I just be tired these days. My hands be so heavy because I got all this stuff. I got my new chain. Y'all see that? I got my Oakley shades. I got my dude. He even gave me like one of these jerseys over here. So now I was like, dude, Django came up. So anyways, I'm going to tell you a little secret about Jay. Jay's he's like a secret fan. And he don't like me telling this stuff because like I was talking to Big J the other day. Big J, not Little J, Big J. Big J. Anyways, he was like, "Oh, Malcolm, he coming up," and I was like, "Lil J, how you feel about Malcolm?" And he was like, "Man, I want Malcolm to do good, man. I want him to do good. He representing." I was like, "But you ain't mad, like because he be like, he got more hair than you do, right? And he be like represent Polk County better than you." He was like, "No, I think he be fan of Malcolm. I think he be fan." I was like, why don't you just do stuff? He was like, "What you mean, Django?" I was like, why don't you just do it? And he was like, "Do what?" I was like, "Just do it." He's like, "Do what?" I was like, "Just say it. Just say you're a fan of him. Just say it. Just do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. They just do it over there." And he was like, oh, okay, I got you, Django. And I was like, "Hey, remember back in the day when I used to smack you around on that motorcycle? Like when we used to go?" Because again, your daddy knew my sister from my cousin's aunt from back in Tennessee, Mexico, back in California. And when we met, because I haven't always been your cousin. I just because you're your cousin because, I'm your cousin now. I don't know, maybe somebody now got, anyways. I was like, "Yeah, your daddy didn't tell you about me?" Because I was Django. I was representing over here. I told you I was the original 258. And then your daddy's like, "Oh, you're gonna be 259. I was like 258. But anyways, you remember that? And he's like, "Nah, I don't remember that." I was like, "Boy, you got amnesia." Because Django was the man. I invented the scrub. I invented the Django scrub. Then you name it the Bubba scrub. What the hell is that? What is Bubba scrub? It's the Django. Anyways, so when I was telling you about your cousin's aunt from back in Tucson, New Mexico, Arizona, Tennessee, California, back in New York City, when I didn't pay the rent back in LA and we moved over to Tennessee again, I was like, dude, I was the original. I was that guy. Anyways, I gotta go because somebody paging me, even though I said I got rid of that page. Hold up. Let me make a call. What's up, girl? What's up? You want some Django? Hey, Django got to call you back. All right, bye. Hey, Django gotta go. I got my baby's mama's sister cousin over there. I gotta go. Django out.